So my name is Muhammad Adam Fitri bin Suhaimi. My matric number 2114817. Together with me, Muhammad Najib bin Muhammad Noor, and this will be our video regarding the constitutional law written assignment that we'll be presenting in our video, which is interrelated with the equality. This such as been mentioned in Article 8 of the Federal Constitution. So the question is, equality provision of the Federal Constitution establish fair and equal treatment. However, there are provisions in the Federal Constitution which been argued by some people to be discriminatory and favoritism. Such provisions include the religion of the Federation and in the state and relating the Malays. It also been argued that there are many laws which are discriminatory, such the law relating to income tax. Discuss whether the related law and its provision are consistent with the equality provision or not. Illustrate your answer with case decided by the court. So, introduction of our question is, it is mainly about the equality. So, the Malaysian Federal Constitution is a foundational text for the country's judicial system, as we know that we imply from the many British constitutions. So, the constitutional commit to fairness, justice, and equality. Equality clause aim to establish a society where individual is treated fairly and equality before the law. Equal treatment for all citizens irrespective of background of social and status. So, in the Federal Constitution, there is one article which mention about the equality, which is Article 8, Clause 1, and there goes a list of Article 8, Clause 2, 3, 4, and 5. So Article 8, Clause 1 emphasizing equality before the law and equal protection. No one above the law, to prevent no preferential treatment, equal benefit and burdens for everyone in Malaysia, because it is all the same for all people, no matter what ranking they are. So Malaysia, a tapestry of diverse ethnicity and religions, grapple with a fundamental question: how can it reconcile the noble principle of equality with provisions that some argue are inherently discriminatory? The importance of Article 8, Clause 1 as a cornerstone for a just and equitable society, and its goal is ensuring equal opportunity and protection under the law for all regardless of background people. Like I say in the intro, no matter what ranking, no matter you are a king, no matter what you are a minister, no matter you are a citizen, it's all people, just people is equal before the law. So there is a case to illustrate about the Article 8 Clause 1, which is equality for all people. So there is a case about Tengku Mahmud Iskandar, which is it could be said that all citizens should abide by one law only, no matter how high his ranking in the Malaysia. But High Court has stated that the decision of lower court had conflicted with the provision of Article 8 of our Constitution, which say that all persons are equal before the law. That statement implies there is only one kind of law in the country to which all citizens are amenable. Every citizen, irrespective of his official or social status, is under the same responsibility for every act done without legal justification. Thus, the equality of all in the eyes of the law minimize tyranny. So Article 8, Clause 2 has been interrelated with our question, which is discrimination, and it has been laid down in this article that unless it is authorized by the Constitution, there shall be no discrimination against citizens on the ground only of 5 types, which is religion, race, descent, place of birth, or gender. This is all equality of the law. So and therefore there is another part in the Article 8 Clause 2, which is in any law or in the appointment or to any office or employment under a public authority or in the administration of law relating to the acquisition, holding or disposition of property, or second one is the establishing or carrying on of any trade, business, profession, vocation or employment. Article 8 Clause 2 laid down about this discrimination or the appointment in the government office. So a case that can be illustrated is the case of Nur Fadilah binti Ahmad Salkin, 2012, 1 MLJ. So this case pertains to a woman who get an offer from the education department. Thus, it is just an attachment transfer which is just as a temporary teacher. She got married and got pregnant. As she got pregnant, the offer letter was withdrawn by the government itself. Then she challenged the validity of the withdrawal. This is discrimination as the pregnancy is interconnected with the gender of the woman. So it was held that the withdrawal is unconstitutional as the withdrawal should only be for women who give offspring, not for women who had pregnancy. So this totally showed the discrimination toward the woman which was mentioned in Article 8 Clause 2 for gender equality. And therefore, that is for the Article 8 which is equality. And therefore, we will going discuss about the law relating equality or issue relating equality. The first one is religion. So Article 3 declare Islam as the religion of the Federation, as we know that it's wide world that Islam as religion of the Federation of Malaysia. So Article 11 guarantee freedom of religion, delicate balance between recognizing Islam and special status and safeguarding individual freedom. So in the Lina Joy case, plaintiff, a Muslim, sought to change her name and religious status. Allowed name change but Islam remained on the identity card. Court that Islam is given a special position and status based on Article 3, which is Islam is the religion of the Federation. So court affirmed Islam's special status as the main dominant religion in Malaysia. So Lina Joy's case and as an example of the struggle for freedom of religion under Article 11, which Malaysian entitled to choose and practice their religion freely based on this Article 11. So the court ruling reflect dedication to maintain Islam supremacy in matters like religious identity and upholding the special position of Islam in Malaysia as stated in Article 3. So Lina Joy's case underscore Malaysian entitlement to freedom of religion. Article 11 protect individual right to choose and practice their religion without unwarranted interference, as this being closed with no discrimination to people who who have the right to choose and practice their religion without unwarranted interference, because we know that in Malaysia you have the right to choose and practice their religion freely. And then moving on to the law or issue relating equality also, there is one thing that is which is special position of Malays. Special position of Malays in Article 153 acknowledge special position of Malays and Bumi Putra. Interpretation aligned with the broader constitutional commitment to equality. And second one is critical and equality concern focus. This is become a critical and equality concern because it focus on Malays and Bumi Putra race, and critical and equality concern because there is so many diversity in Malaysia. There is Chinese, there is Indian, there is Rohingya, there is Malays, there is Bumi Putra, because we know that Malaysia is a culture country that has many culture. So quotas in education, public service for economic and educational advancement. This has become a critical and quality concern because Malays and Bumi Putra has benefit much from this special position, but it is not a I think it is not a concern because that was one of the agreement when Malaysia was about to be independent from the British. So Article 153 focus on Malay. Main motive is to uplift Malay. Some argue it may inadvertently undermine the principle of equality of any other people, which is Chinese, India, Rohingya. There is so many people in Malaysia that we know, because they will undermine the principle of equality because they think that Malaysia has a special position in many ways. So the landmark case that been instituted for Article 153 is Teh Cheng Po against public prosecutor, which is the landmark legal precedent. Teh Cheng Po is a pivotal case shaping the interpretation of Article 153. The extension of restrictive quota system focused on the provision allowing the extension of restrictive quota system beyond the initial 15 years stipulated in Article 153. So there is also been argued on this case about non-absolute special position. The private counsel emphasized that the special position of Malays and other indigenous group, which is Bumi Putra, is not absolute and subject to change, because it can be changed, that the special position for these people can be changed. But I think there is no problem with that because special position of Malay and other indigenous group should be stay, because this is a Malaysia, which is a country that has many culture, has many people, but the Malay should have a special position in their own country. So the recognition of the need to interpret the provision within the context of achieving its legitimate purpose. The fourth is, in this case, there is also a talk about prohibit of discrimination action. So Privy Council decision clarified that Article 153 does not offer a general defense for discriminatory acts. So action must be carefully designed to correct historical injustice and cannot lead to unfair discrimination against any specific group. As we know that there is mentioned in Article 8 Clause 2, there is a lot of 5 types, which is religion, race, descent, place of birth, gender. So looking at the modern time, there is been a lot discrimination around this thing: religion, race, descent, place of birth, gender. It doesn't care which is from the polity itself, from the people itself, because now there is many discrimination toward religion, race, descent, place of birth, and gender.
So we're moving on to the equality in education. Merit and versus quota system is a hot topic that has been argued for the past few decades and is widely questioned. Why is there still a quota for Bumiputra in a public university, even though we already have a specific university that provided for Bumiputra, like the University Technology Mara, like UiTM? For us, this is a valid concern, as the quota system might be seen as denying the right of other races, like provided in Article 12, which is stated that there shall not be discrimination against any citizen on the grounds only for religion, race, descent, or birthplace. In order to counter this issue, we need to discuss first the relation between law and education. Several provisions within this federal constitution address the intersection of legislation and education. Article 12 specifically outlines the right to education based on age, emphasizing non-discrimination in public education institutions for student admission and fee payments. Both public and private educational institutions are eligible for government financial assistance without regard to religion or race, as stipulated in Article 12(1)(a) and B. Additionally, Article 153 grants Yang di-Pertuan Agong the authority to allocate quota safeguarding the interests of Malays and indigenous people or Bumiputra in Sabah and Sarawak without compromising the legitimate interests of others. This provision encompasses quota reservation for government position, scholarship, and business permits, highlighting the constitutional sanctioned affirmative action for Malays Bumiputras in this region. In historical context, the status of Malay is explicitly outlined in two key documents, which is the first one is Article 19 of the Malay State Agreement 1948 and the memorandum conveyed by the Malay rulers to the Reid Commission. This document addressed four crucial aspects like Malay reserve land, the appointment of Malays in public sector, education, and the economy. The Reid Commission proposed a periodic review of this special position every 15 years, presenting a report to Parliament for decision on whether to maintain, reduce, or cease the implementation of this special position. The incorporation of Article 153 into the Constitution result from extensive discussion involving representatives from the British government, various racial groups, political parties, and the Malay rulers. Article 153 encompasses three key elements, just safeguarding the majority lagging behind the very sector, lacking a time limit in contrast to the Reid Commission proposal, and the historical imperative of preserving the Malays' position during British colonialism. While Article 153 isn't an unrestricted mandate, it requires a restrained integration within the federal constitution. The federal government, primarily through cabinet meeting, bears the responsibility of implementing Article 153, emphasizing the crucial need for strong tolerance among Malay and non-Malay leaders. The cabinet advice mechanism, drawing perspective from diverse nationalities and religions, offer a practical avenue for resolving issue and ensuring national harmony. However, the interpretation of legitimate interests for other races may not receive equal attention in discussion on Article 153. It is essential for all parties, especially public, to be well informed about the general discourse on this provision to prevent misunderstanding and inappropriate conflict within our nation. For this reason, Article 153 adopts a comprehensive approach encompassing the two-way concept, ensuring the constitutional guarantee of position for all Malaysia. These present of vernacular schools stand a prime example of tolerance within the national education system. Consequently, the existence of UITM align with the practice of tolerance. The significance of the special position Malays and Bumiputra in Sabah Sarawak is emphasized by various authors as a vital element in the constitution. The federal constitution have the four pillars, which is encompassing Malay rulers, Islam, Malay language, and special position of Malay and Bumiputras are considered as a tiang sri or central pillars of constitution. This special position is established through a social contract involving past leaders and granting right as a citizenship, cultural preservation, and the use of mother tongue for non-Bumiputra. In the aspect of education, Article 153 A of the Federal Constitution grants the Yang di-Pertuan Agong the authority to issue directives to any higher education institution, including university and colleges, to establish reasonable quota reservation for Malays and Bumiputra in Sabah and Sarawak. Despite this institution falling under jurisdiction of federal government as per Article 153 Clause 2 of the Federal Constitution, the responsibility for providing educational assistance such as scholarship and study placement remains under the government purview. The interpretation of reasonable quota allocation is subject to close negotiation and compromise distinct from the approach taken in India dividend case against Union, where the Supreme Court had complete jurisdiction in determining race-based quota in educational institution. So we're moving on in the equality in taxation system. So the progressive income tax system in Malaysia align with the principle of equality as enshrined in Article 8 of the Malaysian Constitution. Article 8 emphasizes the right to equality before the law and prohibit discrimination based on various factors including religion, race, descent, gender, and place of birth. When examining the progressive tax structure in this context, several key points emerge. So, progressive taxation is inherently tied to the equality principle by ensuring the individual with higher incomes contribute a proportionate large share of the earnings to the nation revenue. This approach reflects the fundamental concept that individuals in similar economic circumstances should be treated equally under the law. By taxing the affluent more heavily, the progressive tax system attempts to distribute the tax burden equitably. Taking into account the varying financial capacity of individual. Moreover, the progressive tax system does not discriminate solely based on income level, rather it factors in ability to pay. This consideration is consistent with the constitutional commitment to non-discrimination as outlined in Article 8. The taxation structure acknowledged that those with greater financial means can contribute more without unfairly penalizing individuals based solely on their income status. The implementation of progressive taxation also support broader social justice objective by addressing economic disparities and promoting a more equitable distribution of the tax burden. It contributes to the constitutional vision of creating a just and fair society. This reflects a commitment to fostering economic justice and reducing socio-economic inequality through the fiscal policy framework. However, it is crucial to strike a balance in the implementation of progressive taxation. Excessive progressivity could potentially lead to legal challenges, as it may be perceived as unfairly burdening certain groups. Striking the right balance ensure that the tax system remain consistent with the principle of fairness and non-discrimination outlined in Article 8. In summary, the progressive income tax system in Malaysia, when designed and implemented with a careful consideration of fairness and non-discrimination, complement the constitutional provision of equality before the law. It represents a practical application of this principle to promote economic justice and contribute to the realization of a more egalitarian society. So, equality in Malaysia is already a good place, but there is always room for improvisation in order to make our country become a better nation, especially in education and taxation system. Ensuring equality in Malaysia education system requires addressing various phases. First and foremost, there should be a concerted effort to provide equal access to quality education for all citizens, irrespectively of their socio-economic background or geographic location. This entails tackling disparities in education resources and infrastructure, creating a more level playing field. Financial barriers should be minimized through the enhancements and expansion of financial assistance programs, including scholarship, grants, and low interest loans. Such measure can ensure that talented individuals have the opportunity to pursue higher education, breaking down economic barriers that impede academic advancement. A crucial aspect of promoting equality in education involves revising and updating the curriculum to be more inclusive and reflective of Malaysia's diverse culture and ethnic background. An inclusive curriculum fosters a sense of belonging and understanding among students, contributing a more equitable learning environment. Investing in early childhood education is a paramount. Allocating resources to quality preschool program can help bridge initial educational gaps, providing a solid foundation for all children, regardless of their socio-academic status. Additionally, continuous teacher training and development are essential to ensure educators are equipped with the skill to implement inclusive teaching practice and leverage modern methodologies. Other than that, to enhance equality through the taxation system, a review of progressive tax rates is very crucial. Regular assessment and adjustment ensure that the tax burden remains fair and reflective of economic conditions, striking the right balance between progressive taxation and economic incentive for sustainable revenue generation. Efficient tax collection mechanisms are vital to prevent tax evasion and ensure that all individuals and businesses contribute their fair share. Transparent and streamlined tax collection processes foster trust in the taxation system, promoting compliance and equity. Implementing social responsibility tax policy can align economic growth within social welfare objectives. Incentive for corporation investing in education, healthcare, and community development contribute to the broader goal of creating a more equitable society. Public awareness and education about the taxation system are equally important. Promoting understanding and transparency regarding how tax revenue is utilized for public service foster a sense of civic responsibility, encouraging the people cooperation. Targeted tax incentives play a role in narrowing educational gaps and fostering more skillful workforce, encouraging businesses to invest in education and skill development program contribute to building a competitive workforce and addressing social economic disparities. In conclusion, this proposed improvement implemented collaboratively and strategically have the potential to enhance equality in both education and taxation system in Malaysia. Ongoing evaluation and adaptability are key to ensuring sustained progress in these critical areas. In conclusion, Malaysia faces the challenges of aligning in constitutional commitment to fairness and equality with complex societal dynamics. Article 8 emphasizes equal treatment before the law, crucial for a just society. Article 8.2 further reinforces the non-discrimination, notably in a case like Nur Fadilah with Ahmad Salkin, protecting against bias, particularly concerning gender. Complex issues like the special position of Malay state provided in Article 153 and equality in education necessitate a delicate balance. The proposed improvement focus on addressing educational disparities and refining taxation policy for a more equitable society. If implemented carefully, these changes have the potential to strengthen Malaysia's commitment to equality. That's all from us. Thank you.